Welcome to Research and Regurgitate. I'm Wellness Coach Dawn, and I'm here to talk to you about sugar. This is sugar part 2, actually. So we talked about sugar and what it does to you mentally last time. Now let's talk about what it does to your physical body. So the most obvious outcome from eating a high sugar diet is weight gain. And being overweight leads to so many health consequences. It causes excess strain on your cardiovascular system, on your heart. It causes strain on your joints. It leads to unchecked high blood sugar, leads to diabetes. There's just all kinds of health consequences to being overweight. So according to the National Institute of Health, the high sugar diets have been associated with an increased risk of many diseases, including heart disease, which is the #1 cause of death worldwide. When saturated fats are replaced with refined carbohydrates, specifically with added sugars, the end result is not favorable for heart health. Such replacement leads to changes in LDL, high density lipoproteins, and in triglyceride. It increases your risk of congestive heart failure, of chronic heart disease. So it's not good for you. So in a study of over 30,000 people, it was found that those who consumed 17 to 21% of calories from added sugar had a 38% greater risk of dying from heart disease compared to those who consumed only 8% of calories from added sugar. Just one 16-ounce can of Coke, you guys, is 52 grams of sugar, which equates to more than 10% of your daily calorie consumption based on a 2,000 calorie diet in one Coke. And it doesn't even fill you up. It just, I don't know why people drink Cokes. You can't even get me started on that. Anyway. A population study comprising of over 175 countries found the risk of developing diabetes grew by 1.1% for every 150 calories of sugar, or about 1 can of soda per day. Excessive amounts of sugar may increase your risk of developing certain cancers, and diets high in sugar increase inflammation in your body, may cause insulin resistance, both of which are increases your risk of cancer. So recent evidence has been strengthened to propose that the synergistic relationship between obesity-related insulin resistance and diabetes mellitus and cancer. Within the past year, many studies have examined this relationship, and it's become clear that hyperinsulinemia and possibly sustained hyperglycemia are important regulators of not only the development of cancer, but also of the treatment outcome from cancer. So diets high in added sugar and processed foods may increase your chances of developing depression as well. Researchers believe that blood sugar swings, neurotransmitter dysregulation, and inflammation may all be reasons why sugar has a detrimental impact on your mental health. There appears to be a correlation, but more studies are needed. So I'll leave that there. Not enough study has been done. High intake of fructose has been consistently linked to increased risk of fatty liver. In the liver, fructose is converted into energy or stored as glycogen. However, the liver can only store so much glycogen, so excess amounts are turned into fat. So that's where you start gaining weight, when you're eating excess amounts of added sugar. In a study of 5,900 adults, it showed that people who drank sugar-sweetened beverages daily had a 56% higher risk of developing non-alcohol related fatty liver disease compared to people who did not. Now, all of that being said, I have had recently a shift in my personal nutrition habits. After some clarification with training partners and a food coach, it appears that I eat too clean for my training habits. I'm still in the process of evaluating how all this is going to change and what I'm going to do. But eventually I'll know better what brings more strength and recovery to my body and what brings inflammation. What I can tell you now is that I have been eating lots of sweet potatoes to try to fuel my workouts, and apparently they're complex carbohydrates, which I know. And I'm like, this is clean carbohydrates, yay, yay. Well, it takes 3 hours for my body to turn those carbohydrates into sugar, into glucose. So basically, I work out, and then I go home, and I eat my sweet potatoes, and for 3 hours, my body gets no fuel. So, that's not good. It has been detrimental to me. So, we will see. I am increasing my sugar intake. I need more high GI foods when I'm working out and when I'm recovering, which means some less clean carbohydrates. This is actually a little humbling because I have a little bit of food pride. I'm like, I eat so clean, I eat so good all the time. Apparently I eat too good. So, if you are somebody like me who trains heavy, high intensity, you may need some of these foods with added sugars to help you recover and to help restore the glycogen that you're burning off when you're working out. If you do not train heavily, then having excess amounts of added sugar is going to be detrimental to your health. So you need to evaluate your activity level. I'm not talking, when I'm talking about training, I'm not talking about cardio or a little HIIT. I'm talking about heavy duty training. If you're not lifting heavy, you might want to consider doing that because there's a lot of good benefits from that. We've talked about increased bone density, increased muscle mass, mental health, increased longevity, less stress. So lift heavy and then you can eat more added sugar. So that's what I have for you guys on sugar part 2. If you don't need the added sugar, don't eat it. It's not good for you. If you're gaining weight, you probably are eating too much added sugar. If you're an athlete and your strength gains are not going up, maybe you're not eating enough added sugar. So there's really no one answer for anyone. It's all relative, like everything. Nothing fits in a box. Thanks for joining me. This has been Research and Regurgitate.
Research and Regurgitate.